Today on Books, Bricks, and Boards, I am going to be giving a first run of the Automaton of Shale. I had a buddy of mine pick me this up at Gen Con, so been excited about getting it to the table, and I finally have an opportunity today because it's Friday.
Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
All right, so for those of you that don't know what the Automaton of Shale is, it is a pop-up book adventure by Chip Theory Games for their ever-popular Too Many Bones. And in this adventure, you go through the book, and it gives you the details of what you are going to have to do, fight, etc. So I am playing this on adventure mode, so I got 2 extra hit points and an extra skill point, which I use for a point of dexterity. And we will start the adventure as such. And I did get these first cards out of here because I was afraid I was going to tear this thing, because I did tear the one in the back to get the instructions out of. Okay. So I've already moved my loot cards over on top of my loot deck, and then I've got these 3 starting encounter cards. From the waters of Deadlock Bay to Ebonheart so far away, report was sent without delay, fast as a falling star. A cruel attack launched without call, goblins strained to hold the wall, but all of Warspire soon did fall, came news to Obendar. The council's verdict came apace, orders issued to start the chase. A Gearlock band was sent to trace what evil lay afar. Okay. So we've got that, which looks like Warspire has been destroyed, while our Gearlock heroes are having a drink at the Tipsy Troll. So there are special encounter cards number 1, 2, and 3 for Automaton of Shale. And number 1 is News of the North. Early in the morning, too early, a furious rapping on the door interrupts a peaceful slumber. Waiting on the stoop, shifting from one foot to another, is an emissary from the Gearlock Council. Nobulus' latest intern timidly delivers tidings of some sort of an attack on Warspire, and the Council has called up the occupants of this address for another mission, this one investigatory. The intern is greeted by grumbling assent and a door slammed. So I have 2 choices. I can go back to sleep. What's done is done. A few more hours of sleep isn't going to hurt. After all, Warspire can't get any more burned to the ground, can it? Increase each Gearlock's health by 1 and get a loot. Or listen to the intern and spend a bit of time preparing for your journey. Get 2 training points that cannot be used on stats. I think I'm going to go with the 2 training points that can't be used on stats. Okay, so, I did not get out my Berserk die. I get a Rage die 1.0. And it's placed in the active slot at 1. Okay. So you get 2 different abilities. Kind of like a kobold. Way of the Wild is also very good. And attack dice are always great, but I can't use this for attack dice. Like a Worm for poison armor might be good. Like a Wolf for lashback. With no defense dice, I am going to take Like a Kobold, which is number 7. And then I am also going to take trying to decide between poison armor or lashback. Huh. I think I am going to go with poison armor because poison is true damage. Sometimes that comes in very handy. Yep, those are the two I'm getting. Okay, so we'll go on to day 2. Training for dummies. Since the party's already starting late, may as well get a little bit of training in before departing for Warspire. Fortunately, Tink has built training dummies for this exact purpose, capable of bobbing and weaving and taking a bit of abuse in the name of Gearlock gains. The only question is, how rigorous of a workout is needed this morning? Tink programmed multiple settings on these things. Is this cardio? Cardio is supposed to be important, right? I have choices. Fight the dummy. You flip the switch on the bots that reads FighterBot 4.0. Place 4 1-point baddies on baddie ranged positions with 1 hit point each. Distribute number health chips equal to the party size between the baddies as you see fit. So one's going to have 2 hit points, the rest are going to have 1. Battle is ended after round 3. Encounter is successful if achieved a win before then. Or I can dumb down these dummies. Take a skill point. You flip the switch on the dummy heads that reads Sputterbot 1.0. Place 4 1-point baddies on each ranged position with 1 hit point each. Distribute number of health chips, so that's the same. So 4, one of them's going to have 2 hit points, the rest will have 1. Battle is ended after round 5. Encounter success is achieved if battle is won before them. So I feel like if I don't have any defense dice, I'm not sure if I am going to, I guess I do start with these 2. Not sure if I am going to be able to live long enough for this to matter if I go to the 5 rounds. But the only benefit of that is an extra treasure. I think I'm going to take the safe route and give myself an extra 2 rounds. Let's see how this goes. Alright, they're going to go in the range spots. Going to get 1 hit point for each, and then after I see them, I will decide on which one gets the extra hit point. Fumbling around greatly with this. Okay. All right. I need to choose a spawn. I'm a melee Gearlock. You may notice that Tantrum has this lovely flower that he is using instead of an axe. That is a promo chip, which is one of the beautiful things about Chip Theory games is all the promos they do. So, all right. go ahead and see what we got. Mischief and Careless, so that guy's going to take out my rage die. No bueno. And everybody else is melee. One has rage, one has rating. So I really don't want either of these to get the extra health chip. Alright, let's do that. So, we're going to, I guess I need to roll mine. I'm going at 5. So I may be able to go, I will go before that guy. So I could kill him so I don't lose my rage die. That'd be alright. Okay. So he's going at 5, which will be after my 5. This gentleman is going at 3. This gentleman is going at 2. And this crazy bird is going at 5. Okay. So, round 1. I'm going to move. I've got 3 more dice left. I'm going to use like a kobold to try to survive, and then I'm going to use 2 attack dice. Since I attacked, I'm going to go up to 1.2 on my rage meter. I'm going to get like a kobold, and I do 2 damage, which kills that gentleman right there. So he is gone. And I believe that gives me a body for the body count. Yep. Will help keep me alive. So now we've got the bird. 1, 2. And now he is flying. Of course, I grabbed the wrong one. So, with flight, at the end of his turn, place a flight effect on him. He is untargetable until his next turn. Okay. So then, that gentleman is going to go there. And he's going to attack for 1. But I have like a kobold, which just makes it so I can only take 1 from each. Yeah. So I still take my 1. And that ticks me up 1 more on the rage die. And then this gentleman here is going to move in. He gets +1 because there's another orc, so he gets 2 of these. 4 damage. That would have been 4 damage, except for I have like a kobold up, so that becomes 1 damage. And that is the amazing part of like a kobold. Okay. So, I'm going to kill 2 of these guys on my next turn. So, we're going to go to round 2. So, I go. I have 3 dice. I am going to do 2 attack and 1 poison armor. Okay, so kill that guy. didn't say who I was attacking, but I had intended to kill that guy. Ups my body count by 1. Ups my rage by 1 to 1.8. Like a kobold goes away. Poison armor comes on. I use my rage die to kill that gentleman. And that ups my body counts. And now it's their turn. There's only one of them left. So at the end of his turn. Okay, so he's flying in. He attacks for 2 damage. He gets a poison. And this goes away. So round 3, looks like I could have gotten a free loot die. Oh well. So he is going to die on his turn, whether well, I guess I do have to do 1 point of damage to him because he's got 2 hit points. I will go ahead and do that. So I'll do 2 damage, I get a bones. Kill him, and that is encounter done. So day 2, jeez, that was day 2, and I got an extra progress point right there. And so I know that for my recovery phase, I'm definitely going to recover. So no question there, so I'm going to go back up to 6. I get 2 skill points. No, wait, that's not right. That's not right. It's this one. I get 1 skill point. Yep. Okay. So, let's see if I can get an attack die. So I think that would be good. It's cocked. Yes, I can get an attack die. And those go back. We're off to a pretty good start, guys. Day 3. The Cibron waters are rather rough today, and getting through them might require some assistance. During an impromptu brainstorming session, the effort is broken up by a passing group of Molnir traders who offer a questionable proposition. What if they had handed over their boat free of charge? An inspection of the vessel suggests that this isn't exactly a no-brainer. For one thing, the craft is a ramshackle affair barely holding together even on land. For another, the Molnir have noted, rather nervously, that a particularly slothful-looking member of their group named Doug has business across the river, and the boat's new captain must ferry him safely to his destination. This may yet be a poison pill, but a good yearlock never offends a potential ally. Okay, so here are my choices. Take a chance on Molnir's boat and deal with Doug. Doug has to be the loudest snorer this side of the Shale Fist Mountains. Training is impossible with him around. Persistent. Gearlocks may not increase their stats. Discard at the start of day 5. Ugh. Ugh. Or I can swim across the Cibron, leaving Doug and the Molnir boat behind. Miles down the road, you can still hear what must be an army of bullfrogs. Or no, is that Doug snoring? Persistent, gearlocks may not scout during the recovery phase. Discard at the start of day 6. Well, I'm going to go, if this one's a skill point, which I like. But I'm already going to get 1 skill point, and I get a treasure, and I never remember to scout anyways. So let's do that. So I'm going to get a loot, and it's one of the new ones because it was on top. Baddie Ball. Choose a 1-point baddie on the battle mat and roll a d6. On a 2+, remove the baddie from the battle and place it on this card. On your turn in any battle, you may add the baddie from this card to the top of the baddie queue. This card can only hold 1 baddie at a time. If you discard this card with a baddie on it, the baddie goes to the defeated stack. It's super effective. Okay, so I can basically just take a 1-point baddie out of the battle. And then I can choose to use this to fight that baddie anytime I wanted. Okay, interesting. And then I also get a skill point. And I can't be scouting, so oh well. I'm going to get another elf. So I think I'm going to need it. Okay, let's go on. And we have a massive, like, I don't know what that is, a squirrel or a boar maybe? And it looks like we have some things that we can do here. Pickett can grab his sword, and Boomer can grab a bomb. And it looks like there's going to be a chip that it gives me in this one. Let's see if I can do this without breaking it. There we go. Hey, I'm getting better at this. Hardly had the quest been taken when resolve was sharply shaken. In pitch black pour, Tink awakened to Jericho's alarms. Sharp fangs lined the hero's dark plight. They fumbled clumsy, lacking light. Resolute, desperate for the fight, the Gearlock's hands took arms. The moment Pickett clasped his shield, their camp became a battlefield for folk who knew not how to yield, meting out fatal harm. Okay, that's interesting. And with these, if there is a encounter card, that's what you do. Fangs for the memories. There's nothing like a night under the stars in the deep wood. As Gearlock eyes take in the familiar constellations, however, one notices there's a new star out tonight, one that's never been charted in Daylore, and one that's a lot closer to the ground, and it's flickering. Wait a second, stars don't flicker. With a mechanized growl, the owner of what is now clearly a glowing mechanical eye emerges from the underbrush. Its joint hiss as it moves. Similar noises from all around suggest that others of its like are lying in wait as well. As the creature bares its teeth, you get the impression that death by wolf is bound to be unpleasant, regardless of the predator's biological componentry. So I get the choice of One Night Ultimate Wirewolf. Great pun there. Baddie Q is baddie points, including Wirewolf, 5 points. If the baddie Q has fewer than 5 points, the baddie Q is just the Wirewolf. Party of 1, gain backup plan extension, 2x, or 2 bones, place untargetable die on yourself. Clank in the Woods. Baddie points included Wirewolf. If the baddie points has fewer than 5 points, the Wirewolf instead. All baddies have the skill Break, in addition to their other skills. Ugh. Yeah, I can't do that because I have no way to kill him if he has break. So I'm just going to have to go with this one here. Okay, and there is a chip here. Assuming this is the wire wolf. Yep. Alright, so he's got 6 hit points. He's a big boy. But is he a good boy? I don't think so. Alright, he's going at 4. And I'm going at 4. So I'm going to go first because I break ties. And let's get into it. So I'm going to go here, of course. And I've reset my rage die because he gets to do that. And I've got 4 dice to roll. I have 4 attack I could use. He's got lashback 2 and break. Oh, he already has break. Ugh. That is absolutely horrible. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to do the second option then. Jeez. So with 2 bones, I can do 3 damage to him. Okay. Well, let's try that then. So I get 2 turns of only taking 1 damage. I could do 2 damage to him, but I'm going to choose not to because I don't want to break these dice. So I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to do 3 damage with my backup plan. Cool. So now he's going to attack me with 3 dice. He would have done 2 because I'm like a kobold. He only does 1. Go to round 2. Okay, this is working out much better than I thought it would. So this ticks down to 1. And then I go. I am going to roll 3 attack dice. Since I did not attack him, I don't think lashback. Oh, I guess I did. I actually did take a point for lashback before. Only 1 though, because I still had like a kobold. I'm going to do my backup plan again, and I actually put this one. No, I won't. I won't play that one. Backup plan again to do 3 more damage, which kills him, and I don't take lashback from that one. Okay, cool. So he's dead. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our rewards. We get 2 skill points and a treasure. Loot. Open any locked trove loot. Okay. Interesting. 2 skill points. This was day 4. And that is my 4th progress point. Yes, I will attempt to raise my attack on the first one, and I do not. So I'll raise my dexterity. Now I'm going to try to raise my attack again, and I do not. So with that one, I'm going to get Way of the Wild, which is number 11. Way of the Wild is super utility because it can just take a really pain in the butt ability off the table. So I'm going to rest because I can't scout anyways. So that is that. Guess I should have grabbed a defense die, but I don't know if I'm ever going to roll one. Okay. So, let's move on to day 5. We are at the fair. And we have this crazy looking goat. Probably not the screaming goats from Thor Love and Thunder. Looks like we have a Ferris wheel. There's some dangerous darts here to play, or Owlbear Owlie, or Whack-a-Troll. Let's see if I can do this without breaking it. Alright. Dawn found a quiet, bloody group sustained by Patch's acrid soup. Through the deep wood they glumly trooped, till round a bend they came. The air rang out with plangent cries, a carnival met tired eyes. Booths of trinkets, acres of rides, not to mention the games. Throw knives and win my coin, he barked, a leering gearlock, face pockmarked. Thus Nugget's thirst for gold was sparked, as was the carney's aim. Okay. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to have to play dangerous darts, which I hate with passion. But there's some new loot cards. 2 new loot cards go on top of the loot deck, and 2 new trove loots. Okay. The tuneless tooting of an old organ and the sticky sweet smell of shellfish rock candy indicates that every Gearlock's greatest temptation is near, the Carnival of Carnival. The Gearlocks are a competitive bunch, and it's rare that one will pass up the opportunity to prove their mettle in the Carney's games of chance. But the huge liability waivers he makes you sign suggest that caution may be the best option. Today he's promoted as his newest attraction, a spectacular show featuring supernatural and paranormal mutants. He claims these creatures have never been seen by the eyes of Gearlocks. He's so confident in these creatures that he guarantees a prize to anyone who can prove him wrong. Attempt to prove that these are just typical baddies. That's just an orc in a costume. Place 3 baddies from the top of any active stack, face down. Scouted baddies may be used, but are still flipped face down. A party decide how many of the baddies to reveal, up to 2. The number revealed affects your reward if successful. As a party, guess the total of all 3 baddies' HP combined. Then flip all face up for the actual total and discard the baddies. Encounter success is achieved if your guess is within 2 of the correct total. Collect additional rewards based on the number of baddies revealed before guessing. So place 3 baddies from any stack. Decide how many to reveal, up to 2. I'm going to reveal 1. So he's got 4 hit points. Then I have to guess the combined for all of them and within 2. So I'm going to guess that these other two average 3, so I'm going to say 10. So if it's between 8 and 12, I am going to get a trove loot. That's 6. 8, so I got it. So it was within 2 of my guessed 10. So I get a trove loot. I get the one on top, which I'm going to then use my big rock to unlock. This trove loot must be unlocked 3 times. After the first, on each lockpicking roll for this trove loot, add 1 to 1 action die's result. Huh, okay. Alright, so I guess he unlocked the first lock on it. I also get an additional... Yeah, I get an additional progress point, which brings me to 5. And I got a skill point, which I'll try again to get an attack die. And I got one. So now I have 5 attack dice that I could use, which is pretty significant. And then I'm going to put these guys, these boys here, all at the back because they've all been drawn. Okay. So, I guess that is over here too. Make sure I've got everything correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yes, I've got that all right. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Oh yeah. So looks like I've got a big sea monster, like barnacle maybe. Let's see if I can do this without tearing this one. I've been having some good luck here. Okay. They left the fair refreshed but broke, and stopped to chop a fallen oak, to form a raft and skip a soak, the Sibren days away. They hoped to find the river idle, yet its flow was frothing tidal. Crossing would be suicidal, but needs must find a way. Waves beneath them split asunder, boomers stared, transfixed in wonder, as Krellin sought to drag them under their tasty landborne prey. So, Krellin, I did not get out my undertow box. I really don't want to have a water encounter, so I'm guessing this is the one that was mentioned in the setup. And I'm going to automatically choose whichever one is not the water encounter. The Sibren's waters have been exceptionally choppy lately, making navigation or even pleasant swim nearly impossible. Well, that's bad news for riverside dwellers in need of a bath. It's even worse for the Krellin who live within, as they've seen a significant slowdown in one of their regular food sources. Still, duty calls, so navigating these dangerous waters has become a reluctant must. It's best to keep any tows far, far away from the raft's edge. However, these Krellin are hungry, and they won't easily pass up the chance at a Gearlock smorgasbord. So, I get the choice of the land or the water encounter. I am going to do the land encounter because I don't want to get out my box for undertow. Baddie points, the Q is going to be baddie points and add 1 5-point baddie. Gearlocks may discard any amount of loot and reduce the baddie points in the baddie queue by twice the number discarded. So we're on day 6. So if I discarded a loot, that would bring it down to 4, which would be worse for me. If I discarded both of my loots, that would get it down to 2. So then I'd be facing 2 1-point baddies and a 5-point baddie. I think I'd rather do that. So we're going to go ahead and give up our baddie ball and our other loot. And we're going to face a 5-pointer and 2 1-pointers. Actually, these go on the top. So this is the 5-pointer. My bad. And I think there was one up here too. This one is a crown, so this one cannot be added to the baddie queue. So I'll just put it over here. So 2 1-point baddies then. So we'll go 1, 1. Okay, we're gonna have that guy there. Let's see what we got. 3 is gonna be Archer. It's got Hardy and Compound. That's not cool. It's a bad combination for me. And he's going to go at 6, which means he's probably going to go before me. I don't think I can't even go that fast. Ooh. And so the 5-point baddie is the Kobold, the Robold, not a Kobold, a Robold, which has Detonate, 2, and Return. I don't even know what Detonate does. Here we go. At the end of the movement phase, if this unit is at less than full hit points, it will defeat itself and deal true damage to each adjacent position. In return, know what return does. Alright, so I found out what return is. Return means that if this guy is not the final baddie removed from the mat, he's going to come back at the top of the baddie queue. So I need to make sure that that dude is the last guy that I kill. Easier said than done. So we've got him. We have got this guy here at 3. And we've got this guy at 1. Let's see where I go. I'm going to go at 4, so go after that gentleman. Okay. He is hardy too. Ugh, that is awful. Really bad. Okay. Oh, I could use my Way of the Wild to make this just a regular dude. I think that's what I need to do. Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So, let's go ahead and start. Compound means that his attack is equal to the round number. So he gets a bone, so he's not going to do anything round 1. That's cool. Then it's my turn. I have 5 decks, I have 5 attack. But I think I want to use my Way of the Wild and 4 attack. Okay, so all that guy's abilities are disabled. So we're going to bounce that up 1. Get a bones. And we're going to do 3 damage. Okay. So now we'll do the Direwolf Pup. just going to walk up, do a point. And it's, and oh, and then this guy, he gets 2 and 2. So it was 1 point. Oh, and I took 2 points of damage. Puts me at 6. He gets 2 of these, which is good. Okay. Round 2. Do this guy. Does 1 point of damage, which ticks me up to 1.8. Cool. And then we're going to do we're going to do 4 dice and like a kobold against this guy. Okay, so we're going to get 2 rounds of like a kobold. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my rage die. That's what I meant to do. Kill him. And it goes here. Then I will apply my attack damage. Take 2 off there, then 3 more damage, which is enough to kill this guy. Since he was disabled, I don't have to worry about his special ability. And that's 2 more bodies for the body counts. 4, 5. Okay. Cool. So these guys are dead. And do I want to use could use my body count. I've got like a kobold. I think I'm gonna save it. So round 3, this guy's gonna attack. He would have done 3, but he ends up doing 1, because I have like a kobold. So then my turn, I go 1, 2, this goes down to 1. I've got 3 left. So I'm going to use 2 of them plus my poison armor. Okay, so the 2 only ends up doing 1 damage because it's hardy. Oh, this is not what I thought it was. Let's see. Oh, I guess I collected an axe. Okay. Well, not exactly what I was hoping for. That's all right. Round 4. He's going to go first. He's going to get 4 dice. Would have done 3. This is on my last round of like a kobold. Does 1. So then my turn. I have 5 dice that I can use. And I nuke him. I think, yeah, my body count is as high as it can be. So I won't get anything for that. But I have completed the mission for day 6. So I am going to get 2 skill points and a progress point. So I'm at 6 progress points. And what did I need to be at? I need to be at 9. Get 2 skill points. I need to get my Rage 2.0 die. And point. I'm going to heal on my turn. 3, 7, 8. So the 2 skill points I use for 1 hit point and then rage 2.0. We got that, that. Let's go down here. Okay, so we have completed that mission. All right, close this guy here. Again, tearing it up. There we go. So we've got a fortification of some sort. And in that fortification, we've got, looks like some orcs and goblins hidden. Again, I've had some decent luck with this here since I did the first one. Let's see if we can get this out. Okay, there we go. At Warspire, only gates remained, a door to ruin scorched by flames, ash smeared across its once great frame, no survivors in sight. Hastily they fled the rubble, silently their pace redoubled. Scenting the impending trouble, they marched straight through the night. Northward once they caught the trail of all known maps beyond the veil, clattering blades and jingling mail, now chafing for the fight. Okay, so there are no chips on this one, but we do have counter cards, and we have trove loot, which will go on top, because that's what we said to do. Trove loot goes on top of that, loot goes on top of there. And let's see what we got. Day 7. The surroundings have grown unnaturally still as the smoking ruin on the edge of Delorian civilization draws nearer. Whatever did this was intent on leaving no survivors, and even animals are steering clear. This place could be barren for years. Still, there's no use in letting good supplies go to waste, and it wouldn't hurt to see if there's anything worth salvaging. Unfortunately, a stealthy band of ruffians who thought the same thing has just been spotted, and they aren't interested in sharing. So I could fight amongst the ruins. It would be baddie points for the baddie queue, so I would have a party of 1 subtracts 2 baddie points. So I would have 1 5-point baddie because we're on day 7. All baddies enter battle on melee baddie positions. Place a stack of 3 health chips on each ranged baddie position to act as crumbling ruins. At the end of any turn in which a baddie loses 2 or more hit points, remove a chip from the crumbling ruin stack in the baddie's lane. The battle is immediately lost if 2 crumbling ruin stacks are depleted. Okay. Sneak around and push the building on top of the enemy. You sneak around and collapse the ruins atop of the waiting scavengers, but the structure lands on you as well. All Gearlocks lose 1 hit point and skip the recovery phase. So I get 3 loot if I did that, which is pretty substantial. And I wouldn't have to fight. I'd automatically win. I'd lose a hit point, but I'm at 8. This one I get a skill point and a loot. I kind of want to see what loot is available to me. I don't know that skill points are really huge to me at this point. Let's go ahead and try the loot option. I'm going to push the building on top of me. So I take a point of damage. I can't heal this turn. Okay, so I have ruby red goblin shoes. At the beginning or end of your turn, place yourself on any available Gearlock starting position. It's single use. That's cool. Charred rations. Party of 1, heal yourself to 2 under full HP. The Wingless Dragon. Place your gear lock on any available position on the battle map. This is single use as well. Okay. Well, that's cool. So I am at 7 progress points now. Let's go to the next page. Oh, okay. So it looks like I've got some gear locks hiding there. There are 2 chip pouches here. And a big stack of cards. Make it hard to open this without tearing it. Okay. Upon a mountain lost to myth, which rose up like a monolith, they sensed that soon they'd reach the pitch. They paused then to prepare, unsure what tyrant lay ahead, and liking staying alive or not dead. The boisterous armor soft they shed, exchanged for subtle wear. Branches, leaves, and twigs they gathered, across their bodies tar was slathered, until each gearlock looked rather like trees but debonair. Okay. Trove loot, 3 more loot cards, and looks like 2 encounter cards. Okay, this forest is crawling with enemies. Sometimes you just know it, despite not having seen hide nor hair of anybody else in mines. In fact, the lack of activity in these woods is suspicious enough on its own to justify a myriad of fears. Some may call that confirmation bias, but seasoned adventurers call it gearlock intuition. In the event of someone approaching in stealth, gearlock intuition has also decreed that the best defense is to cloak oneself in the garb of the wood, camouflaging any body parts in brush, poultices, and powders that blend in with the landscape. Now, all that's needed an outlet for this paranoia or intuition. So, surprise attack. Wait, how do I get this stuff on? Batty points, and this is actually day 8. So batty points would be a 5 and 3 1s. This is a bad day for batty points. Gearlocks have surprise. In round 1, gearlocks may use no more than 2 decks. Ugh. Brace and prepare for strike. Shockingly, your disguise is quickly exposed, but it does buy you a bit of time to get in a defensive stance. Batty points, add number points equal to party size. So I would be at 9 batty points, which would just mean it was even worse for me. Start of the battle, each gearlock may roll all of their defensive dice, which I have none. Roll bones are not kept. So, obviously, I'm going to do number 1, surprise attack. Okay, so I have a battle to do with 8 batty points. So there's a 5er right there. That's going to be my number 1 spot. And let's see what we got in here. 20 points. Well, I'm not going to get to fight the 20-pointer. Okay. So 5 and 3 1s. So there's that. That. Okay. Let's look at this guy. He's got 5 hit points. He's rating poison to an undead. Ugh. And he has an attack die and 3 defense dice. Ugh. So he comes back with 2 hit points after I kill him, but then his attack dice is doubled. Rating, he gets extra for each orc type. So let's hope there's no orcs in here. Okay, so Griffin, that's not an orc. Oh, but he's arranged. And that is a dragon hatchling. That is arranged. And Goblin Pyro. And he's got 2 attack, and he's ranged. May have to kill him with an axe. Yeah, that's what's going to have to happen there. So that guy's going to go 5. Big boy's going to go 4. Griffin's going to go at 5. And the dragon is going to go at 6. Ugh. He's got engulf, so he's actually going to do me a favor. He may shoot his buddies. Okay, let's see where I go at. I'm going to go at 4. So near the end, which kind of stinks. But he'll move over here. This guy will shoot me and do damage to him, so that's not horrible. Okay, so we're going to say that guy goes first. He shoots me, misses. Good. This guy goes next. He's got cunning. So he can only be targeted if he is the highest power on the battle mat. Strongest baddie. But Axe Collector does not target. So I can still kill him. Okay, so he's going to go. He gets 2 dice. He's going to do 2 damage, which is going to tick this up to 1.2 and then 1.4. Then we're going to go with that guy. He is going to attack. 2 damage. Which is going to tick him up to 1.8. And then he's going to fly, so I can't target him. Then I'm going to tick my axes down to 0 to kill that guy. It does not cost Dex. It also gives me body, but I've already got my body count is all the way up. I'm going to go down to 0. Oh, I haven't attacked yet. I'm going to go down to 0 on my body count to go back up to 8 life. I am going to use the wingless dragon. place myself there for free. Now I have 5 dexterity still. And I could use rage to just kill that dude outright, or I could just kill him with my 5 dice. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to... He's got 3, I'm going to use 4 dice on him. I'm going to use 1 like a kobold. Ugh, so, okay. So I'm going to do 3 damage to him. I'm going to gain 1 body count. I'm going to gain a 2.0 die. I am not going to keep this one because it's a bones. I don't want to waste that. Then, I suppose I am done. So, this undead gentleman is going to attack. 3 bones for defense, yikes. He does 1 damage to me, which isn't bad. Then he does 2 poison, which is not great. 1 damage ticks me up. I guess I should have used this to get me up 1 more. Oh well. Okay. So, round 2. He's dead. He's dead. He comes in and attacks and loses his flight. Does 2 damage. Takes me up to 4 and then 6. And then it goes to my turn. Take 2 more damage for the poison. Poison takes down to 1. Takes me up to 0.8. And then 3.0, does that break it? Okay, so 3.0, so I can actually take it down. Okay, so that's the end of that. I've already taken my 2 poison for the beginning of my turn. So, what I need to do, I need to get rid of his abilities so he doesn't come back and he doesn't poison me again. And then I need to attack this guy and then afterwards use this to calm down and kill this guy with my 2.0 die. So I got 5 dice, so I'm attacking here. Okay, so I got what I needed. I did 5 damage to this, which is more than enough to kill it. Raises my body count. I need to calm down, which then moves those down. Takes me down to 2.8. Then I can kill a 5-point baddie for free. He has no abilities because he's got that on him. And that is a successful encounter. End of the encounter. I am not going to scout. I am going to heal. Which takes me to 8. Oh, I didn't even give myself a surprise round. I should have got a surprise round and been able to use 2 decks to start with without them reacting, and been at the top of the initiative. So I made it harder on myself than it should have been, but I still won. So, oh well. One thing about Too Many Bones, oh, and this ticks up 1, is that I rarely play a perfectly clean game, and that's okay, because we're having fun here. Okay, so I get a loot, which was a cracked chalice. On your turn, place 3 health chips on this card. At the start of each round, remove 1 health chip and heal a party member for 1 hit point. When the last chip is removed, deal 1 true damage to any unit in play. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I also got a skill point. So let's go ahead and let's do a dexterity. 7 dex, that's pretty good. Okay, so I got a progress point, which puts me at 8. And now we're going to go on to day 9. Day 9 is this encounter here. Cavernous, echoing clangs tumble from the mouth of the cave. Peeking is likely dangerous, but perhaps there's some clue hidden within as to the nature of the horrific creature that's been haunting these parts. A head poked around a stalagmite reveals the first glimpse of the heretofore elusive foe, a shambling behemoth whose skin seems to be covered with a dark, grainy substance akin to rock. Sighing heavily, the monster picks up a stone hammer and begins working on a new creation at its makeshift workbench. A recreation of a direwolf made entirely out of scavenged mechanical equipment. Then, just then, a gearlock slips and creates a clattering that echoes throughout the cave. The monster turns its head to listen and then is gone in a flash, leaving only its mechanized minions as a formidable vanguard. Okay, it's been tinkering with these baddies. Baddie points, which is 9. Party of 1 subtract 2 points, so it's going to be 7. All baddies are immune to poison, bleed, and fatigue. Okay. Roll d6 at the start of each round. The result is applied to all baddies. Ugh. Okay. For each hit point a baddie would lose, the party may forego removing the hit point to increase the d6 by 1. If the final baddie in play is defeated while the d6 is set to 6, treat this card as loot. Automaton wiring. At the start of any round during the Tyrant battle, change the automaton's mode to a different mode of your choice, single use. Huh. I wonder how important that's going to be. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to worry about that. I think I may just try to fight it and see what happens. Okay, so this is going to be day 9, and it's going to be a 5-point baddie and 2 1-point baddies. Because I'm a party of 1, I subtract 2 from the baddie queue for this. Okay. That's it. 3. Okay. Let's see this one first. And it's got 6 hit points and goes to 4. It's an owlbear. Oh, that's cool. All right. has Inspire 1 and Terrify. Terrify. After this unit is attacked, place a Terrify die on the attacking unit until the end of its next turn. If a unit has a Terrify die on it at the start of its turn, it may not target any units with the skill Terrify. So I can't target him every turn, it's every other turn. So basically like Flight. And then we've got this gentleman with Raiding. And we've got this gentleman with Lashback. All right, I'm going to take just a little break and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and ready to battle. So let's go ahead and roll my initiative die. I got a 4. So blue here is going to go at 4, but he'll go below me. He is going to go at 3. He's going to go below me. And this guy's going to go at 4, so he'll go below me. All right, well that's good. Okay, so I'm going to go first. We used this last time, so we're back down here. Let's go Raiding, Inspire, and Terrify. This is bad. This Terrify deal is bad, and the Inspire deal is bad as well. It's got 6 hit points. I guess I could just nullify his abilities. That would probably be the best thing to do. So I could go 1, then it would leave me with 6 more left, because I have 7. So 5 attack and 1 disable die. Okay, so he's disabled. I attacked, so I go up 1. Do 5 damage, leaving him on 1. That disable die is just so powerful. Okay, so Raiding gets a bonus if there's any orcs, but there's not. So the orc scout, oh, he is actually ranged. So he's going to attack. He misses. This guy is going to attack. He does a point, which raises me up. So that's the end of round 1. Oh, Owlbear. Let's see. He didn't go yet. So I do need to attack with the Owlbear yet. I skipped him. He's got 4 dice. Ooh, that hurts. So he did 5 damage to me. Ugh, I needed like a kobold there. So that will take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so round 2. Going to heal myself to 2 under full with some charred rations. So that puts me on 6. 4, 6. And because I don't want to take 4 dice of damage again. So I'm going to split up my attacks. I'm going to do 3 on him, 2 on him, and then I have 2 dice left, so we'll just go ahead and do that. So we'll do the 2 on the owlbear first. Okay, so I've got poison armor and like a kobold 1, and I did 2 damage. So attacked, so that goes up 1. Body count goes up 1. And the remaining 3 attack dice on the direwolf pup. 4 damage, which is enough to kill him. So that gentleman is dead. Raises my body count up to 5, which is the max. And oh, I didn't roll for their special abilities. I knew I was going to forget something. Ah! So what did they get the first turn? 4. They got 1 extra attack die. So that would be 3 extra attack dice. So I would have taken 2 more damage. But I had 3 left. No, I had 2 left. I would have had to heal. This is really hard to backtrack. I will say that I only have the 2 from here. I healed up to full. And then that would have covered round 1. And then this is round 2. So the second one, so we'll just say that I use this and I'm at 0. We'll just say I'm at 0, just to be safe. 6, I have the skill Blind Strike 2. Ooh, well that ends up being interesting, but not helping me now. So he's going to shoot me for 1, 2.8. So yeah, so I missed rolling for the ability. They would have got +1 attack die, so I had 3 enemies, so I added 3 dice and took 2 more damage, which would have been healed whenever I used my special, but to get that far I would have had to use my body count, so that's what we did. Okay. Round 3. Let's roll again. 4 +1 attack dice. So he's going to get an extra attack die again. So 1, 2, and then 5. So got that. So 4 damage. Kills him. Okay. End of the battle, which again I screwed up a little bit, had to backtrack. We're going to put everything back where it goes. That's going to go down. That's going to go back there. And I did not read the breakdown correctly. I did that wrong as well. It's been a while since I played Tantrum, clearly. So I screwed that up as well. Oh well. We will get it right the next playthrough. Like I said, very rarely have a completely clean playthrough, but you know, I kind of paused on that rage die thinking that it went back down if it went to that little broken symbol. Then I read the ability for rage and it said you couldn't rage until you went back down, but it did not read the breakdown symbol, which said it does return it to the 1.0 if it got to 2.0. So, oh well. That was earlier in the game before I had my 2.0 die. Okay, so we get 2 skill points and a treasure. Got War Paint. After placing the initiative die, move any one Gearlock's initiative die to the top of the initiative meter. So we'll be going first next mission. And 2 skill points. Let's go ahead and try to use the first one for an attack. And we got it. And what do we want? Let's grab another health. And 9 health seems pretty beefy. 3, 6, 9. Okay. Aha. And I'm guessing this gentleman is the Automaton of Shale that is talked about. And there we go. My goodness. I guess I need to stop and not read that yet. Soon through the trees the Gearlocks spied their foe upon the mountainside, tall as a house and twice as wide, foe built to 10 times scale. Although unseen in recent ages, built and hid by ancient mages, only known by weathered pages which told a gruesome tale. Yet there could be no mistaking the cause of all the cruel ground breaking, their enemy in scale breathtaking, Automaton of Shale. And here is the Tyrant card, and there's a chip, which I assume is going to be our guy. Yep, there's the Automaton of Shale, and he is 15 hit points. My goodness. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 15 hit points. This guy does look like a monster. So there is a mode shift, which is on the back of the setup card. He has Tinkerer, and he also has Taunt. I don't know what Tinkerer does. Maybe it's on his card here. Yep, here it is. And there was no die in the box, so I guess we don't have a Tyrant die. Baddie points. Party of 1 ignores this. Add Automaton to the bottom of the baddie queue. Okay. Well, there he is. Make him even taller. And stand right there. He's a mech. So he's immune to poison, weaken, terrify, stun, bleed, and fatigue. Mode shift. At the start of battle, roll the d6 and place it on the automaton. This represents the automaton's mode. Each mode has a different effect, explained on the mode card. Increase the d6 by 1 at the end of any turn that the automaton loses HP. Tinkerer. Place all hit points lost by the automaton on this card. At the start of each round, distribute this hit points between all non-tyrant baddies in play. If there are no non-tyrant baddies in play, return the hit points on this card to the supply. Okay, that's not going to matter though, because the supply can be however much it wants to be, but if there's no baddies to put it on, it's not going to ever come into play, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Taunt. So I have to attack him. Okay, but I was going to have to attack him anyways, so that doesn't really do much. Okay, so 2, creation mode. After the automaton resolves its role, add number baddie points to the bottom of the baddie queue equal to the total damage rolled on its attack dice. Oh, so I guess I am going to have to worry about that. Well, crud. Okay, because he's going to be creating more baddies. Awesome. And being that it's not awesome. Okay. So, he is going to go at 2, so that's at least something. I'm going to go at 4. So any damage that he takes goes on this card. And at the start of each round, distribute it to non-tyrant baddies in play. Okay. Alright. Let's see what we can do. So I have 6 attack dice if I want to do that. And then 1 for, like a kobold. He's immune to everything else I've got. So round 1, I'm going to attack him for 6 dice and try to get my like a kobold up. Okay. So do 4 damage. Two bones. I'm going to use 4 of those bones for Axe Collector, which sets my axe at 3. I attacked, so that puts me at 1.2, which won't matter against him, but if he summons stuff, it'll matter. And then, I guess this is not a thing anymore. I am at 9, which was needed. Okay. So, he's going to go. He's going to attack me for 3, 2. Okay. So he gets no armor. He would have done 3, but he ends up doing 1 to me because of like kobold. Again, awesome. That means he's done 1 damage. So I wonder, it says total damage rolled on the attack dice. He rolled 3 damage on his attack dice. So does that mean I get 3 baddies in the baddie queue? Well, that's the worst case scenario. Since I've screwed this up a couple times in my favor, we're going to do that. So that's going to fill up the baddie queue too. So this is going to be number 2. And he's got 3 hit points plus whatever I assign. Okay, he's ranged. This one will be here. Melee. He's got, oh, don't want to use those. Use these. 3 hit points. And this one, Blind Strike and Inspire. Ugh. He's got 3 hit points. Okay. And he taunted me. So I have to attack him. then I need to add his tinker stuff to somebody. Now this guy's got one attack die, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and start up my chalice. That might be handy. He's going to keep on bringing guys in with his creation mode, so I don't know that doing anything to the others is going to help me at all. So I just don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to keep attack. It's 6 dice, 6 attack dice. Okay, let's do that. So 4 damage, which goes to there. Makes that a 1.6, which isn't going to matter because it's going to be removed when I get targeted here in a second. I still have 1 dex left. I don't have anything to do with it, so I don't want to move. If I wanted to move, I could use my goblin shoes. I do think I want to use my axe, though. I'm going to tick it down to do 2 damage to this guy. There. And these guys all came in behind him because they're not big guys. So he's going to do 3 attacks and 2 defense. And so he's got 3 shields, 3 damage, which goes to 1.8, 2.0, 2.2, and can I exhaust that at any time? Nope, just during his turn, so I can't exhaust it right now, so I'm going to lose that. Oh, that was not the right one to put those on. They should have been there. Okay. Oh, nope, they shouldn't have been there. They should have been there. Okay, so that guy is going to attack me for 1, and he removes my die. And that's it. This guy is going to come down. Doesn't get his blind strike. Oh, actually he does. He blind strikes everyone, I believe. Strongest adjacent unit, yep. So he does that. Okay. Then this guy is going to go here. And And then he is going to attack for 1. Okay, got pulled away again. That's okay, because I'm back. So, I've got a pretty big problem here. So, at the beginning of my turn, I get to heal a point. It's probably not going to matter. So recoup does. Heal a tantrum for 4. That might help. So I can move that. Yeah, there we go. That's what I need to do. Okay. So I think I did everybody. This is round 2. Yeah. Okay. Actually, is this round 2? This is round 3. My initiative tracker is really screwed up. I've been interrupted so many times that I don't really know how many times I've screwed this up. Okay. I think this is right. So I'm going to attack the 6 dice. Awesome. Got my 2 bones. Do 1 point of damage and remove those. So use the goblin shoes to do that. Beginning or end of your turn. Now if it's still the end of my turn, I can do that to recoup 4 from here. Any starting gearlock spot. So actually, I could put myself here and I'd be out of range of the big guy. That's what I'm going to do. So the ruby red goblin shoes allowed me to move to any starting gearlock spot. So I'm going to move down here, which is a starting ranged gearlock spot. So this guy is going to go 1, 2, and then he can't attack. He will roll his defense dice. That's too bad. Then this guy's going to attack for 1. And this guy is going to go. And then this guy is going to go. We'll have him go here, so he can go to either one. And he attacks. Nothing. That was good for us. So round 4, and this whole time, the Automaton of Shale is putting baddies into the baddie queue. So they're theoretically each round he's putting several baddies into the baddie queue. I'm just assuming that I'm never going to kill any of these guys. I'm just going to kill him. Because once you kill him, you got the game anyway. So Axe Collector, I can deal 2 damage to a non-adjacent baddie once per turn. So I'm going to tick that down to deal 2 damage to him to take away that. Oh, I'm going to heal at the beginning of the turn. I'm going to move, and then I'm going to attack him with 6 dice. Okay, so that was pretty good. That was 6 damage, which does 5 damage because he's got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And next turn I would have been able to do a true damage to him because of my cracked chalice. So, despite all my misplays and interruptions, I was able to defeat the Automaton of Shale, and I will give my thoughts on the product here in a second after we finish reading the last bit. The battle raged for hours on end. The gearlock line refused to bend. His crushing fist they sought to fend by keeping stances low. Pickett's shield was burst to slivers. Gilly clutched an empty quiver. Boomer then at last delivered what proved the fatal blow. Once they tallied their future scars, they bid the mountain au revoir and limped back home to Obendar, to where we find them now. Okay, and so then we're going to get treated to this scene, which I had to look at earlier because when you get this, the setup is actually in this pouch. And you'll see there's some tape there because I ripped that pouch when I opened it. So here at home, a month is gone, their deeds immortalized in song. Crowds around them sing and throng inside the tipsy troll. Tantrums dancing on a table, spilling most of each fresh ale. Louder each time he tells the tale, trotting crossplates and bowls. The others sit close by and smile, glad to drink and rest a while before they're dealt another trial and choose to play or fold. Okay, so that, and this is if you play against the Automaton of Shale in a campaign, this is the epilogue for that baddie. Alright folks, so that was my playthrough of the Automaton of Shale. As you noticed, I made some mistakes. I missed some triggers on some special events within the quests, and I forgot to trigger some abilities. But when I realized it, I tried to walk it back as much as I could and tried to adjust for it. Unfortunately, it's really hard to rewind some of those things, but in any event, what did I think of it? I thought that it was a very interesting way to have a set story for a Too Many Bones game. I thought the quality of the book was really cool. I thought the box that it came with was really neat. It's got a magnet latch on it. I did have some issues with the way that the cards were stuck in the pouches because I tore, even trying to be extremely careful, I tore the first pouch I opened. You really almost have to like bend the cards to get them out of there that first time. Once the cards aren't packed in there, the pouches are fine. But when they are stuffed with cards, they really are difficult to open without destroying the book. But that being said, the rest of the book was excellent. The different pieces that you could interact with were really cool. The artwork was great. I mean, it's a chip theory game, so you wouldn't expect any less. And the overall quality of the product was really good. The gameplay elements, I thought, were far better than I expected. I really thought that after I played this, I probably wouldn't insert those chips and cards into my standard too many bones games. But now I'm thinking, yeah, I definitely will. I really liked the final battle with the Automaton of Shale. It's interesting. I think it would be very different, like most, if it weren't solo. With the solo game, you're just trying to kill the automaton, and you pretty much just ignore and tank all of his minions. But I don't know that you could get away with that if you had a bad EQ. With the mode that I rolled, he was going to be constantly generating enemies, and so I just basically ignored them. All the damage he was taking would have went onto those enemies, but I knew I wasn't going to kill any of them, so I didn't even bother putting it on, because they were just going to keep funneling back in every round. So I did enjoy the tension that the last battle had. I had to actually hit my recoup on my backup plan, and I had to use my goblin shoes to move me to another spot in order to make that all work out just so. And I ended up killing him just barely, and not sure I could have survived another round if I hadn't. So overall, I would say that even as someone who has not had a chance to get too many bones to the table in several months, probably I think maybe April or March may have been the last time I got too many bones to the table because I've been busy with work. It was still definitely familiar enough that even playing something with a few special rules wasn't too much of a tax on the brain. I mean, I did play a relatively simple Gearlock 2, right? I played Tantrum. But no, overall, I thought it was very well executed. Gilly and the folks over at Chip Theory really had a great idea here. I never would have expected to enjoy a pop-up book adventure as much as I did. So, until next time, this is Justin from Books, Bricks, and Boards. Good gaming, and God bless.